Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on what? Frank Barton? What is our new name?
790 The Bet.
All right. Not the beat. It's the bet.
The Bet.
It's the bet. That's right. And keep challenging me on that, Bill Cooksey, okay? I mean, because that's going to take some getting used to. All right. We're going from gunsmith with Keith Warner to my man that I know a lot of you folks know because of his talents and the years that he's put in as a taxidermist. As he says on Facebook, he's never closed. It's always open, you know, when you're a taxidermist. And so who better to talk to than Chris Knight of Shelby Forest Taxidermy out there on Benjamin Road. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Larry.
Let's talk. All right. Now, I know when you were 6 years old, you said, I want to be a taxidermist. Now, you didn't tell me that exactly, but this is something that don't you tell our listeners how you got into this?
Well, I actually started a little bit later. Now, I mounted my first squirrel when I was 13.
13, okay.
Without any instructions whatsoever.
Come on.
And it was the ugliest critter you ever seen in your life.
And it won a contest probably for ugliest critter ever mounted. So,
yeah.
No. But that's
pretty close.
But at 13, so that was a squirrel.
Yeah.
And but that was not a life changer for you. I mean,
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
17 years ago, actually, that I started the business.
Yes.
And it's been going strong ever since I started. So increased every year. Seems like the number of pieces we do.
And is this an art? And I know that's maybe. Are we losing taxidermists? Is this when you look at this and I know it's an art because
yeah, to some degree, we are losing taxidermists. I think most things that people use their hands to do is just going by the wayside. That people actually don't want to be creative or work anymore. And that's the thing about taxidermy is you can be as creative as you desire. And we do everything from African game all the way down to the smallest fish, So
what's the most unusual thing? And we haven't talked to it. I'm just off the top of my head. Bill Cooks is listening. Frank's listening. What's the most unusual critter you have mounted?
Well, you get skunks and possums. People think those are kind of odd.
Yes.
But to me, the most odd I ever done was a lady's dog had her foot amputated, and we made a keychain out of it.
That is odd. Odd.
That's odd. Very odd.
That is very odd. I know I walked in one taxidermist that I will not mention the name, and the sign on the front says, "We don't do humans." So I know that he specialized in dogs and pets and things along that line. I think you're... as a talented person that you have to do, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
And you want that thing that you're doing. Bill, you got anything mounted on your wall? I know you got some ducks mounted. Surely, Bill. I mean.
Between ducks and turkeys, I have probably 35 mounts.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Frank?
And I have several deer.
All right, Frank?
Deer, ducks, quail. No fish.
No fish. Okay. Okay. So I've got one deer on my wall, but my wife won't let me have any more. And that deer is special to me because these are when people bring something to you, it's got to be special to those folks, Chris.
Absolutely.
So
yes,
what's the passion that you want this thing to look like they want it to look?
Absolutely. You want it to look like what God created it to be.
Yes. And how do you do that? I mean, how do you? And I know things have changed over the years. Has taxidermy changed for as technology and things along these lines?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's changed with technology greatly with the forms that are available to put the deer skins on. The anatomy of them is absolutely fantastic. Every aspect of it, from even the products you use to tan the hides, is even better than it used to be. All the woodwork that goes with it, the habitat scenes, they're just so great a detail now compared to what they used to be 20, 30 years ago.
So what's your favorite? What would you consider Chris Knight's signature mount would be?
I like to do large mammals. I think any life-size mammals, you can bring them back to as lifelike as possible, anything that you do, because you're showing an action that animal is doing, and typically you're adding it into some type of natural habitat that's with it. And so you're recreating a scene, so to speak. And the greatest compliment that I've ever had is I had a bobcat on display, and a guy walked up and said it looked like it could just lick your finger. So
yes. That's and again, we're talking to Chris Knight of Shelby Forest Taxidermy. Bill, I know that all those mounts that you've got, they're memories. And I think, I hope you guys agree with the taxidermist is a memory maker, right, Bill Cooksey?
Absolutely. I mean, I have the first shot I ever took with a shotgun was at a bobwhite quail, and I still have that quail in there.
There you go, Frank. Yeah.
I have both of my son's first turkeys, and I mean, stuff I shot with my father. So
wow.
I look at them and I remember all that.
Yeah. And Frank, you the same way, right? I mean,
I have, yes.
Yes.
I have 2 deer, and both of them were pretty special to me. And then.
So when you took it to that taxidermist, you had a reason, because this is, as I said, the memory of that critter is what you're doing. And you just said you like the life-size mammal. I mean,
yeah, because you can be so creative with those, and actually almost bring them back to life.
Yes.
And some of the bird scenes you can do the same thing, but the deer heads and not quite so much. But fish you can also do that with. You can put them in scenes where they're splashing out of the water or
amazing,
something to that effect, and it just makes them look like they're real.
Well, I know people they'll bring it to you and they'll say, "Can you get it back tomorrow?" Everybody's laughing. Okay. So what are we talking about turnaround here? I mean,
most taxidermists are in the 12-month range.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the patient, and I can say it, the patient needs to be patient.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
When it comes down to it, because if you're going to get one and you take it to, and there are, I have been in the back rooms of people who claimed they were taxidermists and they were working out of their kitchen. One of my all-time favorite scenes that I don't like to talk about was one that I got caught in, and I said, I don't think I want this person to do this critter,
right,
because they're working on pots and pans on top of the kitchen stove. So so you have to have your shop, and you've been there for a while, is your place of business. So talk about how, people are deer hunting, they're duck hunting. Talk about how they get them to you. What do they need to do? Those kind of things.
Well, let's start with ducks, because it's really starting to get hot, and I know they're doing fairly well over in Arkansas if they've got water.
Yeah.
Ducks, if you take them and treat them gentle, bag them, tag them, and freeze them as soon as you can. And the better quality you bring us, the better quality you get back. So we always preach that to people that handle all of the things that they want taxidermied with gentleness, and just like it's already the art that you want it to be in the end.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let me ask you. I have a picture of my 32-inch, 12-pound brown trout.
I remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's still possible. People can bring you a picture, can't they?
Absolutely, yes. We do quite a bit from photos. It's always nice if you have the dimensions of the fish, the length and the girth of it.
Oh, I got that. Yeah.
We can work without it.
So you hear that, folks? And so there's still hope for my brown trout. I understand. I got a text, Bill and Frank, from Mike Checkett, that he had seen my brown trout in the Ducks Unlimited magazine or something. Yeah, there was me with the Gaston's Resort ad, and there I am with my trout. So folks, if you got a picture even, they can take that. And I haven't given up on that, Chris. You're my man, okay? All right, let me ask you quickly. Mediterranean mount. We hear that a lot. People
European.
say that. European mount. We hear that a lot. Talk about that.
Well, the European mounts became in vogue about 8-10 years ago. They're less expensive to do than a whitetail shoulder mount. Basically, it is the skull of the deer with antlers attached, and that have been cleaned and bleached white, and they're inexpensive relative to other things in taxidermy. So, and they don't take up near as much space. So
Bingo.
we do quite a bit of them.
Yeah, that's what he said. Bingo. That's so. If I've got one of those, that's my goal this year. I've already told my landowner that I want a European mount done, and so I may bring my fish and my mount at the same time. A double dose. All right.
All right. Well, I think we'd have more success of getting that skull mount done than that fish.
Yes, sir. I think it would be too. Yeah, with my senior discount. All right. Tell folks how they can get in touch with you and where you're located and all that good stuff.
Well, you can call us at 901-493-8370. We're also on the web at ShelbyForestTaxidermy.com, or just look us up on Facebook. We're just due north of downtown Memphis. Takes you about 15 minutes from downtown.
Yes.
5586 Bengestown Road, and we're a dot on the Google map, so we're easy to find. So
easy to find, buddy. Okay, Chris Knight, thank you, man. Have a great day. Merry Christmas
you too,
to
Larry.
you.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New to you, and I hope to see you this year. I really do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hope you do.
All right. Thanks, Chris. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back, and I'm going to let Frank introduce our next guest. I think he can handle this one. Okay. So, he's kind of thinking about it because we're going to let Bill introduce the guest after that. So let's take a break. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on, what is it again now? 790 The Best.